14.1, question words, and we will look at the more simple ones today, ntoni, njani, na, and njani. And the next module will work with some of the more complicated constructs. Ntoni, or what, is a fairly easy question word and one that is used very often and important to know. So two common ways of using ntoni is yintoni le, what is this, when you are pointing towards something and you want to know the translation, or very commonly wenza ntoni, what are you doing? But there's a shortened form that is incorporated in a lot of the questions, and the ntoni is literally shortened to a little suffix ni, which gets added to the end of the word, or to add it especially to the end of the verb or a noun. So for example, utini, ti there, meaning say, what do you say? Ufunani, what do you want? And this is actually added to a noun, yimalini, and literally says, how much money is it? The simplest of all our question words is probably nini, which means when. Uvuka nini, when do you wake up? Ugoduka nini, when do you go home? Njani is the Xhosa word for how, and we've already come across that in our greetings. So there's different ways of using njani. It can be a standalone, like upila njani, how is your health? But njani is often also linked to a subject concord when it relates to specific nouns. So for example, njani imozulu, how is the weather? That I in front of the njani is the positive subject concord that's related to imozulu, weather, which is a class 9 noun. And then unjani, that we already know from our greetings as well, that u is the subject concord, the positive subject concord for you, and you're literally saying you how, or how are you. And then the other form, of course, is kunjani, when you put the indefinite ku in front, and then you have it is how, or how's it. And lastly, probably one of the most useful question words you will learn is what is called the interrogative na. And that na can turn any statement into a question. So quite often the way we structure statements and questions in Xhosa can be the same. So for example, you can make a statement, uyagula, you are sick. Or you can ask it as a question, uyagula, are you sick? And it's only the tone of voice that shows the difference. And I quite often find, because I'm still stumbling over the actual Xhosa, that patients don't always understand that I'm trying to ask a question. So what you can do is you add the interrogative na at the end, and it turns your statement into a question. So uyagula na means are you sick, the same thing. And so here's some examples. So for example, ulambile na, are you hungry? Utini na, what are you saying? Ukokhlele na, are you coughing? And any question that you ask, if you are concerned that the person will not understand that you're actually trying to ask a question, you can just add the na on the end.